the North is ready to petition US president to close down the new Biafran embassy in Washington DC. All of us, we had the argument today that Fulanis, Hausas, all of them in the North, the coalition, they are ready to petition Donald Trump to close down the embassy of Biafra that is just new. Now, these are the words coming out from the two Northerners that were here this lovely morning. There are people who cannot allow the Igbos to have an embassy because Biafra is not yet a nation. So having a Biafra embassy is an embarrassment to Nigeria and a slap in the face to other groups in Nigeria. If you're watching for the first time, kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel, all notifications, drop a comment, click like button, like, and share to others. If you're watching for the first time, like I said, kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel, all notifications, drop a comment, click the like button, like, also share this video. Hausa will never allow Igbo to have embassy yet. Biafran embassy cannot be allowed to function because Biafra is yet to be a nation. These are the opinion of the people from the North. Two of them this morning. What do you have to say about that?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you're watching us. I remember my humble self, one and the only Biafran evangelist, Benjamin Johnson is snatching. I will continue to speak the truth. I will continue until the day I will sleep and not wake again. Now listen and listen good to the glory of God Almighty, because it's only God that have that right over my life to do that. Now, listen to me. They are saying that they are going to sue America, Donald Trump. I want to petition him to shut down Biafran embassy. Please, your petition, where are you going to take it to? Where are you taking it to? You are petitioning Donald Trump. Where are you going to submit the letter? And who are the people in charge of that office? Who are the people that will preside over that case? I will love them to petition, to come out with their petition, because it will go viral and it will give us more good news and more hand for Biafra to stand, because that ICC is where we are waiting for Nigeria. You can see in Mazen Namdekano. Then in ICC that will prove to us what Mazen Namdekano has done, has committed, that they are keeping him there. And mighty Allah people are going freely. Chegumi is working freely. Bello is working freely. And many of them like that. Baba, they say that, see, this embassy is not established here in Nigeria, you say, because you are ruling Nigeria, controlling everything in Nigeria. To you, as you believe, that you just come, this has, let's set it on fire. Try it over there. If Baba God no go visit you, he thinks this one na Joe Biden. This is Donald Trump, now in power. Try it, bring your letter. The more you bring your letter, the more you bring Nigeria out. And that kind of petition is what we are waiting for. I am ready and I am happy. The Biafrans are ready to face Nigeria internationally. And they bring that the Nigeria, they born them well, made they write that petition. Well, I want the North, I want to provoke them now. Let that born you well, write that petition.
But it's not all Nigeria. It's these people that are saying that there are people are going to write a petition to Donald Trump to shut down the embassy.
And they think that Donald Trump will be Fulani. Excuse me, who be Fulani? In America, they don't recognize terrorists. So. They don't welcome terrorists. So. They don't tolerate terrorists. So how then do you, as a terrorist, write to him? And expect him to act? Is Donald Trump a terrorist member? Is Donald Trump a terrorist boss? Is Donald Trump a member or a sponsor or encourager? What do you take him for? You think Donald Trump is like Bola Tinubu that you people will just round up and begin to rant against and nothing will happen? If they burn the way, may they try them. Write the petition and let me know if Donald Trump will be friends with terrorists. Those that have tried it, go and ask Hezbollah, go and ask Hamas as they go. Now they know as they go. Who you be? You can be Nigerian terrorist. Nigeria. How many in a day? I beg man, I go sleep with you. And I go rest. You see that embassy? Do you think if that embassy is not correct or it's not something that's supposed to be, do you think that Donald Trump will tolerate it? Do you think that Donald Trump will welcome it? Do you think that Donald Trump will allow it in the first place? Or the initiative or the idea, not to talk of standing it? Do you know where that place is being opened? We are talking about Washington, D.C., the heartbeat of America. One of the heartbeats of America. You cannot mention America without mentioning Washington, D.C. So, and that is where Biafran embassy been established. And it stands today. So, and let me tell you, do you know why Donald Trump allowed it? Because Biafra has been recognized as a nation. We have become a nation. In case you don't.
But funny enough, we saw how this morning the Yoruba people seem to be defending the Igbos against the Fulani, and they were asking them, what is your problem with them, the Biafran embassy? That your own son or your Oga Sheikh Gumi was voted from Saudi Arabia. Fulani has come to kill people in Plateau, in Benue State. Why can't they talk about that? What is their concern with the Biafran embassy? What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, that is why it's good that they are asking them that question. Let them come out and answer it. Anything that relates to Igbos, they know the importance of Igbos, and they know the advantage that that embassy has to play, and the promotion it has promoted Biafra. And that is why they are scared, because they are too lazy.
They are lazy?
Yeah, they are lazy. Because if they are not lazy...
But did you hear what that Fulani man said this morning? He said, if they not separate from Nigeria, every part of Nigeria will suffer, because it is the north who is feeding Nigeria with cow and with food. If you not leave Nigeria, I will not go to suffer truly.
My brother, I don't know about others, so, but I and my family are not going to suffer. And the Fulani has never fed me for one day. Rather, I'm the one feeding Fulanis. Fulani never clothed me, but I'm the one I've clothed Fulanis here in Lagos. Many of them. Then they rent and they don't get house, and they don't feel pay house rent. Wait till they try to tell me.
But the food that you are eating, they are bringing that food from the north. Even the cow, even the goat.
Baba, the cow and Nigeria, they chop cow. In my place, we know they chop cow. Now, as I come Lagos, I come the chop cow, which you know, when I travel, I spend almost 1 month in my village. I no chop cow, no cow there. Before these people, see, there is something I want you to understand. Before this people, you forget where I come from. I come from, we are farmers, we are known as farmers. We farm. Just the same way they farm, we too farm. I'm from Ebonyi State. We are known with the farming. So we are farmers too. So a Fulani man cannot boast to me or come and brag to me in terms of farm product, in terms of food. If you talk of cassava, even as of today, or further rice, where is it coming from? The local rice you are talking about is from Ebonyi State. It's from Ebonyi State. So what are you saying? In my place, we are no longer eating cow because we have goat and we have our own native cow. We have our own native cow. We have different meats that we are eating. So their cow is nothing, and we go to farm. We have our distinct farm product. We take and we enjoy ourselves. So they can boast to any other person. They cannot boast to Igbo people, much especially Ebonyi State. So if they are bragging, let them have the limit of their bragging. They should know where they will take it to. Do you understand me? So my beloved brother, they are not the one feeding Nigeria, because if actually they are the one feeding Nigeria, these people are wicked. They will take that food away from me and you. They know that the people feeding Nigeria, that is why you see them, they are fighting tooth and nail to make sure that Igbos do not go. Now Igbos, they feed Nigeria. Biafra is the one feeding Nigeria. The economic growth of Nigeria, if Nigeria is growing today economically, is the what? Igbos contribution. When you separate, in fact, they are using indirect word. Let me put it that way. They are using indirect word. The reason why they don't want Igbos to go, Biafra to go, or anything about Biafra, you see them kicking against it, was that if Biafra depart from Nigeria, Nigeria will not survive. That is what it means. But they are using indirect, using metaphor.
So are you saying that Biafra is more important to Nigeria than the north?
Of course. Not just in Nigeria, all over the world. Go and do your findings. Baba, carry me on a full man or a Yoruba man now. May we go Chinese embassy. Now there you go know the importance of Biafra man, Igbo man, in the heart of the Chinese. They go tell you, say we are coming to give them money. Igbos first. Business. You know, China like money.
But then,
They promote the economy of any nation we enter. We promote the economy, we contribute to that because we understand the importance of growth. We understand the importance of what development. You can see in Lagos State here, how many Fulanis are importing goods? How many of them are paying? Counting 20-something million to drop because of the goods for one container. How many of them are importers in Lagos State? How many of them are renting house? See their children, let me capture one there. Now Fulani Pikin. How many Igbo Pikin you go see say by this time what thing they do for road when you make today's school? But then if you know say as you go there with her and papa.
But then we have seen that angle that the guy said that the Igbos will not come close to power until they abandon Biafra.
Because we don't need the power. That is why
power to be a president.
We don't need it. The one that have ruled Nigeria, Keya Chitra, Aguero 7 months in Nigeria. What was the outcome? The one that sold the Igbos out in person of Ziki. What it is? Keya Ziki Chitra. Papa, we don't need all their nonsense. We don't need it. What we need is more than what they are even pointing or looking at. And that thing is Biafra. We need Biafra. We don't need Nigerian presidents. Who will help? Who presidency help? Aguirensi, Alpha. Azikiwe, Alpha. Nothing. Zero. Nothing to come back to. Nothing. Nothing. Completely nothing. So we don't need all those nonsense. Because to us it is nonsense. But to Biafra is what we really need. Because that is what means a lot to us.
Like I said this morning, like that Igbo man, even though they call him Efulefu, but it's an Igbo man. He said, it is time our people forget issue of Biafra. We have invested everywhere. Let's join us with other Nigerians to make Nigeria a great nation. It's an Igbo man. He's a chief.
See, my brother. What did they call him? Efulefu. Only Efulefu.
That's what his fellow people call him.
Yes, now
he's a chief. He's a rich man.
Chief. Rich man. Is he feeding me? He don't buy pure water, give me. I mean, is he the one paying my house rent? You invest doesn't mean that you will not have your freedom. It is a country. And many you can see. After all, South Africa, are they not the one controlling our DSTV and GoTV in Nigeria? Are they not the owner? They invested here. Hello? And they still have their nation as a South Africa. Am I talking? We have America. They have their own company here in Nigeria. Yes. So it doesn't stop them from not being an American. You see China, they have their own here. It doesn't stop them from being a Chinese or not having their own country. So it's like that. You invest here doesn't mean that you shouldn't have your country. Because you definitely come from somewhere. You take advantage. See, let me tell you. As I speak to you now, there is a new commander now that has come that replaced Shekawu. Shekawu now. Yeah, the new commander now.
Commander Boko Haram.
Yes, new one now. This one is threatening Sidious Musa direct. This time I'm telling you, do your findings. He threatens Sidious Musa direct. Give him serious threats.
A Boko Haram.
A Boko Haram Oga commander. The latest Shekawu now. Do you understand? And why is he doing that? Because he knows very well Nigeria being a terrorist nation, and that is why they allow terrorists, you know, to control arms, to control the military, to control every diaspora of Nigerian uniform bodies, organization, groups. You understand? So, but in Boko Haram, Captain Ibrahim Traore is not ready, you know, to allow any stone untouched, regardless of terrorism, because it's not something to welcome in a country, because it will destabilize the system of that country, the economy of that country, the progress of that country, the success of that country. Both investors, it will scare them from coming to that country. That is why he volunteered himself, be in the front to eliminate all the terrorists in Burkina Faso. And I give him kudos for doing that. That is a leader, and that is the kind of people with the kind of spirit I expect to take place in Nigeria. But quite unfortunate that Nigeria have already given it all and given it up to all Nigerian terrorists. That they are the one in charge, controlling both in the military, both in the political position, and leadership in total in Nigeria. But what a shame to Nigerian government.
Now, Ibrahim Traore has been threatened by many African countries. And you have seen Vladimir Putin said, I will not allow anything to happen to my man. That this man is a good man. Should we be afraid that there may be something like a war in Africa over Burkina Faso president?
Yeah, not actually there will be war, because many Africans, you can see Ghana supporting the young man, Lesotho supporting the, many African countries are supporting the young man. They are behind the young man. They are beside Putin himself. Now you can see Putin openly, he didn't hide it again. He openly, air his view of full support of Ibrahim Traore. And let me tell you, Putin is playing this as a game to do what? To break the wings of who? Of the Western Europeans. Let me tell you, very soon, you can see what is happening in Ukraine. As I speak to you now, France is muzzling it with UK and Germany and the rest, muzzling it up to go and support Zelensky, the president of Ukraine now, to fight Putin. And Putin is too, warming up, preparing for their coming. And he said, according to one of the lessons I read yesterday, that they are not just preparing it, the fight will not only be in Ukraine, Russia versus NATO. It will be Russia, NATO, and Europeans versus Africa. That is how the game Putin want to play now.
Somebody said that in Nigeria that an attack against Boko Haram is an attack against the North. Somebody said again in Nigeria that don't vote for anybody that fight against Boko Haram, against bandits, that they are our soldiers. Now, Ibrahim Traore has said, in my country, these things are not allowed. We will eliminate all terrorists. Terrorists cannot go scot-free in Burkina Faso.
Because it's a disciplined president.
Can Nigeria learn from that angle?
Yes, Nigeria is supposed to learn, because they don't have shame. They are claiming to be giant of Africa. But what is expected of them, they are not doing it. See, this is the step of Ibrahim Traore. Was supposed to be Nigerian step, so that Ibrahim Traore and other countries in Africa will begin to learn from them, as through, they claim to be the giant of Africa. But instead of them to doing the right thing, they prefer doing the wrong thing. And the countries like Burkina Faso will be the one teaching them, lecturing them on how they're supposed to, run their government. See, my brother, Nigeria is nowhere to be found. I see pledge with you. In few years to come, if care is not taken, Somalia will be better than Nigeria.
Because we are looking for that but always is a young person, he should be at 7 years. People are now asking that if you want to vote for any leader, though he is a military administrator, military president, that it's time for Africans to vote for a youth person, a young man who is energetic. Should Nigeria go that way?
Yeah. Nigeria should, if possible, Nigeria can go that way. Let them go that way. But it is a shame to Nigeria that they are copying from Burkina Faso. But you never even know. You cannot look down on anybody. Age is just a number. You can learn from Burkina Faso as well if you wish. If you want and if they're ready. I read one this thing from this man, the former president of Nigeria, and person of Yakubu Gowon. Gowon said that is in Nigeria running into a military government back again. You understand? So, and let me tell you, and as it stands now, the kind of military government we are going to see now, the way I am seeing it, is going to be a bandit military government, because in our military, we don't have military again. In the military, what we have now, Boko Haram militaries. That is what we have in our military. You understand? So definitely, if there is going to be a military regime or a military rule in Nigeria, it will become automatic Boko Haram military regime in Nigeria, and bandits all over. And you and I, it's only God can tell
But do you
our
believe
state
in?
will be
But do you
that
believe in repentant bandits that a Boko Haram can repent? Do you believe in that?
I never believe in Boko Haram repentance. I never believe on that, and I can never believe. Because you can see them. There was a man, you know, who committed a crime like that. One of the commander of Russian army. Do you know that even during this war against Ukraine, do you know what happened? The man vowed to Putin that Putin should put him in the war front, that is going to crush his rescue. Do you understand? That was what he said, that he was going to crush Zelensky, that they should put him in the war front, a commander. But being it that Putin, a Russia, a country that are disciplined, they don't want anything criminalism, they put that man what in the prison. But here in Nigeria, you hear the Penta Boko Haram. After that, they will put them in the military. And inside the military, they will betray our militaries, kill our military, you know, go away with our military arms. As I speak to you,